Hello and thanks for joining us on another episode of The Eagle, Nigeria's foremost anti-corruption program that chronicles the activities of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. My name is Aisha Muhammad.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation, and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
On the program today, UK to support EFCC's anti-corruption fight. Looters of TED Fund grant to be prosecuted. EFCC to focus on pilgrim-related corruption cases. EFCC solicits youth support in the fight against corruption as it holds Southeast Anti-Corruption Concert. This and more will come your way right after this time out. Stay tuned. A representative of United Kingdom National Crime Agency in Nigeria, Pardiker, has described the Digital Forensic Laboratory of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, as a center of excellence. Carr said this during a two-day capacity building workshop organized by the UK National Crime Agency, NCA, for all the zonal heads of EFCC in Abuja. Amina Kawa tells us more.
According to Kerr, the United Kingdom government has invested £500,000 in the digital forensic capability of the EFCC, adding that the UK is in the process of building a digital forensic suite that will enable the agency to ethically and lawfully extract evidence from digital devices. Kerr spoke on the essence of the workshop.
The UK government have invested £500,000 in the digital forensic capability of the EFCC. So we're in the process of building a digital forensic suite which will be state-of-the-art, fit for purpose, which will enable the EFCC to ethically and lawfully extract evidence from digital devices. Taking that forward, the training and the skills that we've supported the EFCC in building means that in the future there is no reason why that data suite can't be a centre of excellence for the whole of Nigerian law enforcement.
Also speaking, Director of Forensics, EFCC, Ben Ikani, commended the initiative as timely.
It's going to be tremendous because you can see that the center of the whole thing is on digital forensics, and that is the area which our department is really entrenched. As a matter of fact, I would say that the chairman, executive chairman of EFCC, has a very refined, futuristic thinking, because in the present 21st century administration of criminal justice, what is the engine is forensic evidence. The old way of trying to extract confession from defendants or suspects is no longer obtainable. That's exactly what the lecturer has pointed out. In the UK, 95% of their cases are based on forensic evidence. So it is going to be very, very impactful on my unit, and particularly then EFCC at large. This workshop is very, very significant, and it has come at the right time.
The workshop had in attendance senior management staff of the Commission and all zonal heads of EFCC. Amina Kawa reporting for The Eagle.
Corruption is a cankerworm, na cankerworm. I said na cankerworm, na cankerworm. Corruption don't finish. finish our country. Nigeria women rise up and come together, oh yeah.
Every woman come out, make we fight corruption together, oh. Every woman fall out, make we kill corruption together, oh.
Them they thief our money, send them obodo yibo. Children they suffer every day, better school in no day. Nigeria women come, oh. Women from every sector, make we fight corruption, we won't kill our country. Them go collect money for light, chop the money, light we no see. Good road and good health we no see. I said nakankawamu, oh.
Join the EFCC in its crusade to rid Nigeria of corruption. Naija, now we all know.
The acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, Ibrahim Mustafa Magu, has assured management of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TED Fund, that the anti-graft agency will assist it in bringing to book all those who mismanage funds meant for the development of the educational sector. Rolake Odofinjolayemi tells us more on this.
Magu gave the assurance during a visit to the EFCC head office, Abuja, by management of TED Fund, led by its executive secretary, Abdullahi Bafa, saying the work at hand is enormous and the commission is intensifying investigations in all zones across the country to bring to book those mismanaging funds meant for the education sector. While intimating the gathering of a conviction secured in Osun State involving a fraud case prosecuted by the EFCC involving TED Fund funds, Magu noted that the EFCC has seen more people that could be held culpable and the Commission is ready to partner to block all loopholes. He used the opportunity to encourage Bafa and his team to simplify its processes to prevent further stealing and to also sensitize members of the public and all relevant stakeholders concerning TED Fund and its projects in their area.
We can always partner with you and to make sure that what is due to you is given to you by all the institutions, and if there are any leakages, any fraudulent practices there, we can come to key in. I am happy that you have somebody legal. Maybe you need to also establish a legal unit. You have it. So when an investigation is going on, we can put it together. Our prosecutors and your lawyers get together and see how we can fast track the processes if you have to go to court eventually. How you can produce witness, etc.
In his remarks, the TED Fund boss, Abdullahi Bafa, commended the EFCC for its giant strides in the fight against corruption, stressing that the assistance of the agency had become a necessity to tackle the menace of inappropriate projects, abandoned projects, mismanaged funds, and stolen funds, which are almost grounding the institutions.
We are here at the EFCC to hold a crucial meeting with the chairman and the management of EFCC, especially to strengthen the existing very cordial working relationship between the fund and the commission, but also to congratulate the chairman and his team for the giant strides that they have been making in the fight against corruption. There's no gainsaying that the battle against corruption is a very difficult one, but the commission is also making very tremendous amount of progress, and the chairman deserves a congratulation from all well-meaning Nigeria, and that is why we as stakeholders and as partners with EFCC came here to congratulate the commission. But also we have our own concerns, and we needed to discuss them with the EFCC so that they can be escalated and they can be resolved as quickly as possible. In almost all the beneficiary institutions in Nigeria that are driving allocation from us, there is one case or the other that the EFCC is investigating on.
While assuring that TED Fund has put in place mechanisms to check fraudulent activities between contractors and tertiary institutions, he however stressed the need for EFCC's assistance to prevent further damage to the educational sector and tertiary institutions. Rolake Odofinjolayemi, reporting for the Eagle.
Corruption is dishonesty and illegal behavior by people in positions of trust. A public office is a public trust. Do not abuse positions of trust for private gains. Stay away from corruption. Nigeria is a great nation, and it is our responsibility to make the country greater. If you notice any act of corruption, please report to the EFCC via info@efccnigeria.org or call 09 904 4751 or 09 904 4752. You can also call 09 904 4753. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Thank you, Rolake, for that report. The acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ibrahim Mustafa Magu, has said that the anti-graft agency will focus its searchlight on program-related matters as a way of ensuring integrity in the sector. Magu made the disclosure at the commencement of a training program for staff of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria. Amina Kawa has more.
The EFCC chairman spoke through Usman Laden at the commencement of a training program for staff of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, which held at the EFCC Academy, Cairo, Abuja. He noted that whatever happens in the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, was critical to the image of Nigeria in the international community. Acting Commandant of the Academy, David Tukura, charged the participants to see themselves as key to the success of the anti-corruption crusade, noting that everything about them should speak integrity.
The Hajj Commission naturally should be an integrity organization because you represent the administrative wing that helps Muslims to fulfill a fundamental pillar of their religion. Which means everything about you should speak integrity. There should be no story, no labari, no question mark at all about anyone working in the Hajj Commission or with anything connected with the Hajj. And it's the pursuit of that capacity to work with integrity. That's why your management decided that you should spend some time with us here in the EFCC.
Chairman of the Hajj Commission, Abdullahi Mohammed, who was represented by Ibrahim Sudangi, Head of Administration, further urged the participants to seize the opportunity of the training program to sharpen their understanding about financial crimes, ethical judgment, manifestation of corrupt practices, and its consequences.
The most important thing that the participants should bear at the bottom of your mind is you are not here for a joke. You are here to be taught what it means to be a very transparent, a very accountable personnel. Gone are the, in those days, it is when workers do things, they claim ignorance. But from the series of training you have undergone and one currently going on, I think you will be equipped to avoid anything relating to financial crime, to fraud, to 419, etc., etc.
The training is a one-week program aimed at enhancing professionalism of NACON workforce. Amina Kawa, reporting for The Eagle.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation, and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, in furtherance of its public enlightenment mandate, has engaged Nigerian youths to join hands with the Commission in its effort to tackle economic and financial crimes and all forms of corruption in the country. Rolake Odofinjolayemi will tell us what transpired at the Southeast Anti-Corruption Concert that happened in Enugu. Over to you, Rolake.
The acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ibrahim Magu, has called on Nigerians, especially the youths, to join hands with the commission in its efforts at fighting economic and financial crimes and all forms of corruption in the country. Speaking through the Southeast Zonal Head, Adamu Hamisu Dan Musa, at the Southeast Anti-Corruption Concert held at the Institute of Management and Technology, IMT, Enugu, Magu told the audience not to be surprised that EFCC is dealing with musicians and comedians, adding that the commission is mandated to prevent corruption through public education and sensitization. He said the commission is employing music and comedy as vehicles for youth mobilization to embrace the anti-graft campaign, as the EFCC alone cannot win the war against corruption.
The part of our function, if you go to our Establishment Act, Section 6, subsection P in brackets, it says that we should carry out a sustainable public enlightenment campaign against economic and financial crime. How do we do it? It is through collaboration. It is through this type of system. The sending message through musician, you know how far it will go. One musician can reach more than 1 million people at a time, like journalists, as we are now. What you will carry, it will go long in a very long way. That is why we said yes. It's part of our function, as I said, and this is not the first time. I know when I can remember vividly last year when I was in Kano, we did the same. Abuja started, we did in Kano, and we are now doing Enugu, and the next time, by God's grace, it will be in Lagos. So this is not the first time. We are calling people to hear, to partner, as we used to say. Fighting corruption is more than one-man business. It's more than one agency business. Government alone cannot do it. It must be a collaborative effort. Yes, and people have to be well educated, well enlightened for them to come and partner, to join hands in the fight against corruption.
Also speaking at the event, the Director of Public Affairs, EFCC, Osisan Waja, while regretting the inability of the acting chairman, whom he said was attending to some sensitive national assignment to grace the occasion, apologized on his behalf and thanked everyone present, saying that the concert, which aims to use music, drama and comedy to drive home the anti-graft message, was one of the efforts to rescue the country from the grips of corrupt people. Mwaja said it is very necessary that the fight against corruption must be owned by the Nigerian people. He said that the message of ownership of the fight was why it was brought home to those who are most affected by it, which is the youth.
This show has been long in planning. It has been long in planning so that we can have a cross-section, a very broad engagement, a broad participation with everybody, the young, those who are in school, those who are doing their NYC service, and those who are working, those who are in between employment, not unemployed, but they are in between employment. So everybody, and then of course the professional groups, associations, town unions, artisan unions, any and everybody, religious organizations, these are the people that actually own the war against corruption.
In his remark, the guest of honor and executive governor of Enugu State, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, who was represented by the secretary to the state government, Gabriel Chukwubikem Aja, said the EFCC's acting chairman and his personnel are doing a marvelous work at fighting corruption in the country. He said it was quite instructive that EFCC was using entertainment to teach and sensitize the public on the ills of corruption.
We want to thank EFCC, particularly the Public Relations Department, for finding it fit and proper to come here to use drama to teach us, to use drama to reflect on what is happening in society, and to use drama and comedy to draw our attention to the obvious menace in society called corruption. We cannot bet do the right thing. If you don't do the right thing, you have no option. You are to be blamed. If you don't do the right you are corrupt. If you do not represent yourself and your society well, something is wrong with you. If you are a man, if you are a woman, it is expected that you teach people following you the norms and activities of the society. For us in any state, we are very conscious of our responsibilities, we are very conscious of what we owe our people, and we do not play with due process. But when you follow due process in what you are doing, nobody will invite you at the end of what you are doing. We want to commend what you are doing. I want to assure you that we will continue to do the right thing, we will continue to support all your initiatives to make Nigeria a better society for all of us.
Performances at the event includes that of Okechukwu Edwards Ukeje, popularly known as Mr. Raw, Nnenna Okechukwu Emmanuel, known as Slow Dog, Hype MC, Kulo.com, Next MC, DJ Eclipse, Twin Parrot, and Parrot Mouth. Rolake Odofinjolaimi, reporting for the Eagle.
If you're just joining us, the program is still The Eagle, coming to you from the stables of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Next is a court report where Rolake Odofinjolaimi will give us an update on the ongoing trial of the former governor of Plateau State, Jonah Jang.
The trial of a former governor of Plateau State, Jonah Jang, accused of misappropriating state funds to the tune of 6.3 billion naira, has been adjourned to October 30th, 2018. Jang, a serving senator, is standing trial before Justice Daniel Longji of the Plateau State High Court sitting in Jos on a 12-count charge of abuse of office and misappropriation of funds preferred against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. He is being prosecuted alongside the cashier in the office of the Secretary to the State Government, Yusuf Gyang Pam, who was also accused of using his office for personal enrichment to the tune of 11.5 million naira. Specifically, Jang allegedly embezzled some special funds released to the state by the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, for disbursement to small and medium enterprises in the states under the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Fund, MSMEDF, 2 months to the end of his tenure as governor in 2015. The matter, which was slated for trial on July 17th, could not, however, go on as the prosecution's witnesses were unavoidably absent in court. When the matter was called, Henry Ejiga, who stood in for Rotimi Jacobs, SAN, counsel to the EFCC, told the court that the prosecution had challenges in bringing the witnesses to court due to the security concerns in the state. He asked the court for an adjournment while hoping that peace would have fully been restored in the state. It will be recalled that on June 23, 2018, crisis broke out in the city that led to the loss of many lives, destruction of properties, and disruption of peace and order in the state. Jang's counsel, Robert Clark, SAN, opposed the application, arguing that it was a ploy to delay trial. However, Justice Longji granted the prosecution's prayer and adjourned for commencement of trial. Rolake Odofinjolaimi, reporting for the Eagle.
And that's all we have for you on today's episode of The Eagle. You too can be part of this program by sending your enquiries and suggestions to The Eagle at efccnigeria.org or search for us on Google Plus at Official EFCC or Official EFCCNG@gmail.com. You can like our page on facebook.com/Official EFCC or follow us on Twitter at Official EFCC. And of course, you can visit our page on Instagram at Official EFCC. To watch our programs and other activities, please log on to youtube.com/Official EFCC. My name is Aisha Mohammed. Hoping to see you next week. Always remember that A public office is a public trust, and do not abuse positions of trust for private gains. Goodbye, and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you.